What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the post-credit chat. I'm Sam, and this is Mark. And today we'll be talking about Superman, Fantastic Four, and a few other things we've got on the radar this week. But first, I want to ask you, Mark, what are the top three movies that you've seen this year?
Top three movies I've seen.
Yep.
I don't know if I could. I mean,
It doesn't have to be movies that released this year, but just that you've seen.
okay. Um, I would say probably. Wait, they don't have to have been released this year. You're saying okay?
No, but you had to have watched it this year.
Yeah. Okay. I did rewatch a movie that I love called Goodfellas. It's an old movie, gangster movie. It is a movie about gangsters, the mob. It's not a gangster. It is a gangster movie, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
I rewatched Goodfellas. I like that. Sam, I also watched for the first time 28 Days Later.
Really?
Have you ever seen that?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's a great movie.
I never saw it. I rented it. It was like $3 or $4 on Amazon to rent. Got it. Loved it. I thought it was awesome. It is an old movie. You could tell it's an old movie. But man, there was something about it. I really had a good time with that one. I thought it was a lot of fun. Trying to think, what is another one? I mean, I watch movies a lot. I know I've watched Lord of the Rings. I rewatched Empire Strikes Back at one point. You know, I'm going to say my third favorite that I've rewatched is the original Jurassic Park.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a feel-good movie for me. I have a great time with that one all the time. I loved it.
It's just a great freaking dinosaur movie. You can't top that.
I loved it.
That's just awesome.
Movie.
Yeah. Well, since we got that, I'm going to move into our first topic that I'm very excited about, which is Superman. Just came out maybe a couple weeks ago as of recording this. Let's get into it. Want to start with maybe your score? Talk about that.
All right. Superman, I enjoyed it. I thought Superman was a really fun, good time of a movie. Had a lot going for it. I would probably give this movie a solid 8 out of 10, I would say.
Okay.
I really enjoyed Superman a lot. I think I had a lot of expectations for it going forward. I mean, James Gunn, I blame him in a good way. He has hit every superhero movie out of the park that he has ever done. Guardians 3 being the most recent, aside from Superman, I thought was just such a great movie. But Superman, I mean, here's the thing. This is a different kind of Superman from Man of Steel. This is and I don't know if I should say that. Even let's take the super men out of the movie, both of the movies. I love Zack Snyder's Man of Steel movie. I thought it was awesome the way he directed it, but I was watching a trailer for it earlier today and it just got me in the feels again. Like when I was watching those trailers, like, oh my gosh, like I love this. It is so hype. It's getting me excited. I've already seen the movie, but I love it. And then when I was watching Zack Snyder's, it's just a different feel. It's a different vibe. It seemed very classic and reminiscent of the Christopher Reeves Superman movie. And to be honest, when going into it, that's kind of what I wanted, was a classic feel Superman. Zack Snyder's Superman, Man of Steel, is very like dark and emotional in a lot of ways. I'm not saying Superman, James Gunn was not emotional. I think it definitely had its moments for sure, but I really did enjoy this movie for what it was. I thought he delivered on exactly what he said it was going to be. And that being, this is a movie that's going to set up the DCU. This is what it's going to start off, or this is the movie that's going to kick it off and set a tone in a way for what we can expect. I think the vibe he was really going for, I mean, because he's not setting up the DCU to be the vibe of Superman, but he is setting up that there's going to be a love, care, and attention being given to the future of the DCU. And something I really appreciate that he was saying, this is kind of off topic, but future projects that they do at the DCU, they're all going to have different tones to it. Clayface, that movie when it comes out. Oh man, not who's directing that movie? Clayface. I think
Looks like James Watkins.
James Watkins. Of course, I got to get past the scary Conjuring picture on IMDb. Um, but yes, okay, here it is. James Watkins, but Mike Flanagan, that's what the name I was looking for. He's one of the writers, and he has done a lot of good projects. But anyways, that him being involved in that obviously shows that this is going to be a little bit more of horror tone. And even James Gunn has come out to say that this is going to be a more horror vibey movie. And I'm just so excited that the DCU is going to have that attention given to it. We have a Superman that felt very classic. We're going to be getting a Supergirl that's going to be a lot of fun. Kind of Elseworlds kind of, vibe to it. Not Elseworlds, but out of this world, I guess is a better way to just say it. But and then we got Clayface, going to be a horror movie. And then we had Creature Commandos. What was it, early this year or was it last year that we got Creature Commandos?
Oh, I want to say it was early this year.
I think it was.
February,
But
roughly.
even that, that kind of set a tone in its own right. And then in a few months, we get a Peacemaker season 2.
Yeah, so I was going to bring that up. Well,
yes.
Talk about the end of season 1 of Peacemaker.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's a good question. So, I mean, James Gunn has even come out to say that I think season 2 is going to retcon a little bit of what happened at the end of season 1 of Peacemaker. And sorry, I know I probably got us off topic. I know you're wanting to talk about Superman, but real quick, what I will say is Peacemaker was a great show. Great season. Loved everything they had going for it. Really, it was a secret invasion. We got Marvel's Secret Invasion that came out last year. Was that last year or was that this year? I can't remember all the release dates on these things.
Oh, that was last year for sure.
Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, we got that last year. Secret Invasion was just
it was something.
They should have nailed that one and they just didn't. I mean, there were a lot of reshoots with it, obviously, but we don't need to get into the problems that happened with Secret Invasion. But Peacemaker was a better Secret Invasion. I thought they just did a fantastic job. And it came out before Secret Invasion did. So yeah. Anyways, the ending of, season 1 of Peacemaker, we see the Justice League show up at the end to kind of, I think, speak to the events that happened at the end of season 1. And Peacemaker obviously being canon to James Gunn's universe. We now see he is kind of saying season 2 will speak to that. And also will speak to some of the events in Superman. But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Superman. I give it an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love David Corenswet as Superman. I thought he did a great job of it. He is not a younger, I should say, Superman, because we do see a young Superman in Man of Steel. I mean, he is a younger Superman, but when we're comparing those two, at least, I mean, we see, Man of Steel kind of fluctuate in where he's at in his Superman career. But in this one specifically, David Corenswet has been Superman for a few years now at this point. And I do think he did a great job with it. I thought he really portrayed a Superman that is learning what does it mean to be a leader? What does it mean to be somebody who has to make the right calls at the right time? And, I don't think he ever acted out of emotion, but I think he had a little bit of not as much pep in his step as he probably should have had in some moments. And I think he's learning to kind of get those leadership reins under control. But
Heck yeah, absolutely. So just out of curiosity, where did those 2 points? Was it something you didn't like about it, or was it just that it didn't have enough to it?
That's a good question. I think the 2 points come for probably a few different areas for me. I really loved Lex Luthor, but the whole thing with Lex fighting Superman through the comms. Sam, are we talking spoilers in this? Do we want to talk spoilers? You tell me.
Let's talk spoilers, but
okay.
That being said, spoilers.
Okay, spoiler warning right here moving forward. Like when he is like controlling Ultraman through the drones, with saying like A1 and, C5 or whatever the bingo numbers he was yelling out. It's something that didn't land for me. And for that to be like, you know, that being a really big part of the Superman movie, hey, it's creative. I'm happy, that they took it in a direction that was unexpected. For me, it didn't really land, and that's okay. Not that I'm like, that was 1 point, off for me, but
Right.
I thought it was cool, but at the end of the day, it didn't land for me. That was one thing. And then the other part was there were a lot of like, uh, I'm probably gonna get a lot of crap for this, but there was just a lot of like innuendos, like, parallel politics to kind of what we're going through in today's day and age. And I'm not saying what we're going through in today's day and age is um I'm not discounting any of that. I'm not saying that it's not, that we shouldn't have that stuff shown in video games, movies, and TV shows. I think it's cool when they do that. I think for me, it just kind of felt like it was from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. We had that, and for me personally, um, I just want a comic book movie to be a comic book movie. I don't want to be reminded of what's happening in this, this world for our real world.
Hmm.
Um, I just want to go to the movies and have a good time. And
I hear you.
I don't want to have to feel like um, I have to be reminded of what's happening,
Yeah,
in our world, I
absolutely.
guess is the best way to put it.
Definitely. Since you were talking about Lex Luthor before, I know that you're more of a DC Comics guy than I am. How do
Yeah.
you feel about how they portrayed his character?
I thought he did a great job. I thought Lex was fantastic. I really enjoyed him a lot as far as like the intensity that he brought. I thought he was but here's the thing. They leave a lot of opportunity for him to kind of grow into that character in future projects with the DCU. Um, I think my only gripe was kind of what I said with kind of how the combat took place via him speaking through the drones to Ultraman. But I really did appreciate how he went about playing that character. We have a different take of Lex Luthor. We know Lex historically is never like Superman. Historically, he's never liked Superman. It's not like at one point he was like just a Superman fan. That's not what I was trying to convey, but I think he did the best job of that, kind of showing that Superman is somebody he is here to like wipe out and end and destroy. So yeah, I mean, I liked him a lot. He wasn't my favorite of the movie, I would say,
Hmm.
but I thought Lex was great.
Awesome. Um, kind of something that we were talking about a little bit earlier too. What do you think's where do you think this is going to go? What do you think James Gunn is going to continue to do for the DCU past, say, Clayface
Mm,
and Peacekeeper season 2?
that's a good question. I know what I hope they don't do. I hope we don't get anything multiverse anytime soon, to be honest. I think we're a little over that. Um, yeah, good question. It's interesting, and I think we're gonna talk about it later, but, with them soon introducing Batman and then, villains in that world and, um, all these heroes being recast, Aquaman, we're gonna be getting Supergirl coming out soon.
Hmm.
Um, I think where I want them to go is just give us some really grounded stories with all these characters. I wanna see stories that make us feel something. I don't want um the typical, and we're going to talk about this later as well, but just the same copy and paste repeat of a certain uh movie saga that's been going on for some time now. Just every single movie, where I don't know, I don't want to spoil what we're going to be talking about in the next few minutes, but yeah, I think what I hope for is just really grounded stories. I want to see
Hmm.
James Gunn bring characters to life that we have heard about but aren't too familiar with, like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
No
absolutely.
one really knew who those characters were until he brought them to life, and that was exciting. And I really want him to do the same thing with the DCU. Um, I want him to give us really comic book accurate Batman. I think that would be awesome. I want to see like a detective Batman, and we got the detective Batman in the Batman, Matt Reeves, the Batman. But I would love to see a more comic-y side of it as opposed to a darker side of that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Um, yeah.
Heck yeah. This actually, since you mention it, this isn't something I'm filled in on. With the speculation that they're making a second The Batman movie, does that mean that the first one is still canon, or are they scrapping it?
N Sorry, say that again. So you're saying we got the first Matt Reeves, the Batman, and they're making a
Yes.
second one. What's your question? Are they scrapping the first one?
Yeah.
Like, as far as canon? So James Gunn has said that this Batman is not going to be in the DCU.
Oh, okay.
Robert Pattinson's Batman is out. I mean, they're making the Batman 2. They're probably gonna make the Batman 3. Hopefully, we get it a lot sooner than the Batman 2. But no, the Batman is its own thing. That's what I meant when I was saying Supergirl Elseworlds. That was incorrect. But the Batman is Elseworlds. This is a different story outside of
I
James Gunn's
gotcha.
DCU. This is an Elseworlds story. And I think because of the success of the Batman, James Gunn have given it the green light to keep making those properties, those movies.
Yeah, I'm excited because that first one is just too good to not go anywhere with it.
Right, right.
That'd be a shame.
I agree.
And then talking about Batman, this is something that you've talked to me a little bit about before, but we
Yep.
have speculation on who the next one's going to be.
Man, I hope this is true. There's been a lot of rumors out there of people who have been thinking like who could the next Batman be? But recently we did have online a leak from a personal trainer. And I wouldn't even say it's a leak because I don't think it's been deleted. I think it's still on there. But we did have a personal trainer, Brandon Skellner. I can't remember if that's how you say his name or not, but that's just how we're going to say it today. I apologize if I said that wrong. Sklenar. I don't know. Oh, I feel horrible. But he is rumored to play Batman. I know a lot of people have thought he might be somebody to play Batman, and alongside, uh, oh my gosh, who were some other people that were rumored to play Batman?
I do not know.
Yeah, no, that I feel like I should know these for sure. Here we go. Alan Richson, Brandon Skellner, and Jensen Ackles. Who's Jensen Ackles?
Oh, wow. Soldier Boy, The Boys.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Man, he was great in that.
Yeah, that could be cool.
I need to learn my names. Here we are on a movie podcast, and I'm just having a hard time playing or understanding all these names here. Yeah. So these are the kind of the three bigger names that we have seen pop up for the rumor. But as I was saying for Brandon, he's been working out a lot lately, and his personal trainer uploaded a photo of him. And when you see this picture, uh, it is in my man is ripped. He's shredded. And his trainer actually uploaded the photo and it says this training one of my best friends for his biggest role yet. And has been a effing blast. We pushed through in the hard days and maximized the good. This is the results of showing up day after day for months and months, hitting 2+ hours, grueling workouts, and eating enough elk and salmon to feed a freaking village. Uh, it's cool because you look at this image and you're like, my man has put in the work. But what's really cool is you look at the comment section for this photo and you have people commenting on it saying, Batman question mark exclamation point, or man, he would be a great Batman, or biggest role, Batman question mark. And the guy who uploaded this photo has liked every single one of those comments. So
Oh, man.
it's all been but confirmed from James Gunn. So we're hoping this is the result because he looks like a brooding Batman, and that's
He
kind of what I want.
he looks like a beast, dude. Like,
It's a I hope it's true. He looks awesome. Ben Affleck, I loved Ben Affleck's Batman. I thought he got done dirty in the DCU, kind of after, Justice League, uh, Snyder version, Snyder
Hmm.
cut, like what they did with him in The Flash. I did not like it, but I mean, he is a brooding Batman. That scene where he is taking out the thugs in Batman vs Superman. Oh my gosh, like that is the Batman I want, and I thought we got it, and it was really cool. Uh, I hope this is just kind of a continuation of that. It's a different Batman, but I hope it's a continuation.
Oh yeah, and even to get like a new, I'm hoping that they're going to do origins for kind of all of at least the main Justice League again, because those
Yeah,
movies have all, well, not all, but typically been pretty good. It'd be a shame not to get those again, especially in James Gunn style.
yeah, I agree with you. I don't know if we need an origin story for these heroes, but like you said, if we got an origin story for Justice League at least,
Hmm.
which I would assume we are because Superman's obviously a big pinnacle point in that story, and we're not even there yet. And so, yeah, I think we are going to get that origin story, and I'm very much looking forward to that actually when that takes place.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I say origin story. I more mean what they did for Superman. I guess solo movies that flesh
Yeah,
out the character before we see them
sure.
with others.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, we didn't even get that for Batman in the Snyderverse, right? We just
Yeah,
got
that's
Batman
true.
thrown into, and Snyder even said Batman vs Superman is a Superman sequel. It's not a Batman and a Superman movie, which I thought was really interesting.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would love to get a Batman movie. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be so sick.
The last one we got was The Dark Knight Rises. Oh no, it wasn't. I'm sorry, The Batman. Prior to
Yeah,
that, though,
yeah.
The
But I
Dark
mean,
Knight
even
Rises.
still, that was a long wait
Right,
for the Batman.
right. Well, and my point is the one like we have had since Ben Affleck's Batman, Robert Pattinson. But what my point is, before Ben Affleck, the last Batman movie we got was
Hmm.
The Dark Knight Rises. So yeah,
Yeah. And then kind of, I guess, still on the topic of, you know, the DCU and all that. We are the post credit chat. We'll talk about the post credits.
I
What
like
do
it.
you think?
Yeah, okay. These are interesting. I've had some time to like sit and think on this. I've seen the movie 2 times already now in theaters. I loved it even more the second time around. The first post credit we got was Superman and Crypto sitting on the moon looking at Earth. I thought that was just a really cool scene, especially, you know, my wife and I, we have 2 dogs. We love our dogs. They are humans in our household. But for, them to kind of be sitting on the moon, overlooking the earth together, I thought that was really special. That was really cool. So I did enjoy that. But that's all that scene was. We didn't really get much more
Right.
out of that. Now, I did not dissect the scene. I know there's people out there who do it. And if they're like, oh, but look, if you see this star constellation, it means this in the DC. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't dissect the scene. But for face value, what it was, it just being Superman and Crypto on the moon, I thought it was really cute. I liked it. It was cool. And then we did get a second post credit scene. Um, and that was, gosh, what was that? Because I didn't really enjoy this one too much, I guess I should say. Um, that was Mr. Terrific and Superman. They were
Yes.
sitting, or not sitting, they were standing in the city after all the destruction that took place at the end of Superman. Um, what was it? The scene opens up and they're both standing next to each other looking at a building that was split in half down the middle and kind of like opened up as a rift was opening up on the planet. And then, Mr. Terrific comes in at the end, saves the day with putting it all back together through a code that he put in on the computer that started it in the first place. And the post credit scene opens up with Superman and Mr. Terrific just kind of looking at this line in the building because it's not been put back together properly. And Superman is just like, huh. And Mr. Terrific goes, they're like, what? He's like, well, I just thought, you know, it's not perfect like it probably should be. And he's like, what? You want it to be perfect? I'm not saying it verbatim what it was, but it was just kind of funny to see them go back and forth. And Mr. Terrific walks off and Superman says, man, I could be such a jerk sometimes or something like that. So it was a fun moment. But again, that's kind of all it was. There wasn't really anything
Right.
in this post-credit scene that really aligned or not aligned, that really displayed like something happening in the future of the DCU. What I will say, sorry, I know I'm talking a lot, but what I will say is this. I know some people have speculated like the building being split in half and not being put together properly is just kind of like James Gunn's way of like showing how the DCEU wasn't perfect and now the DCU is trying to come together and put it back together. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if James Gunn's come out and said that or not, but yeah. Anyways, I thought overall Superman, great movie. Post-credit scenes could have been better, but for what they were and, you know, understanding what they're trying to do, they were very enjoyable.
Absolutely. And, you know, part of me is like, the post-credit thing leading into the next movie or next big event in these universes, especially with Marvel,
Mhm.
I feel like it's a little bit tiring. Like, it's cool to wait for, but
Right.
sometimes it's like, it's nice to have the fun ones too.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the thing. If it's going to be fun, make it fun and simple, right? If it's, don't give us like a post-credit scene that is going to promise something and then we don't get anything from it, right?
Absolutely. I
And
mean,
I
we've
think,
seen that so much with Marvel recently.
well, can you think of any examples, I guess,
Yeah,
with that?
I mean, this wasn't necessarily their fault, but everything with the Kang Dynasty in
Oh,
Marvel,
yeah. Okay.
that's just nothing now, I
Yeah.
think. I mean,
Well, at the end of Quantum Mania, I think is what it
yeah,
was.
and that was supposed to be pretty big. I mean,
Right.
they were about to, you know, shape the rest of their, I guess, phase 6 on that, and
Kang Dynasty. Yeah.
nothing happened.
Yeah, that, and then I think Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness had one as well, I believe, where in this is outside of the knowledge of who these character names are for sure, but whoever Doctor Strange was with at the end, that woman, and they go into some rift in the world, and he's got his third eye and whatnot, which actually I think the third eye was the post-credit scene, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah, well, that one, from what I've, like, seen about it, it could still play out, but the
Okay.
fact that it's taken, I mean, what is that, 4 years,
Yeah.
maybe?
That's true. Could still play. I mean, then when you say that, I think of Shang-Chi, right? The one at the end of that post-credit scene where
Yeah.
him and that again, I'm just horrible with names. Whoever the female lead is in that movie, gosh, I'm gonna get ripped apart for this. They're sitting at a restaurant, and then all of a sudden, who is it that comes through? Wong comes
Yes.
through.
Yeah.
He comes through the whatever this
The
is.
cool circles.
There you go, the mystic art circle thing, whatever. And then they go and they're learning things, and the 10 rings are calling this, and it's like, what is it calling? Or I don't know. We didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. And again, they might, but that's a long time to wait for a payoff.
Right.
But since we're already kind of talking about Marvel, let's move into the Fantastic Four.
Wait, can I ask you a question? What did you saw Superman? What were your thoughts of it?
Oh yeah,
And what do you give it?
I thought it was I think I'd give it. It feels harsh giving it a 7.5.
Okay,
but I think I would.
But that's fair. If you want to give it that, yeah. Well, I mean, let me ask you, what were your reasons?
I mean, it was a great movie. I really, really liked it. There were a few. I've heard this complaint from other people too, but it's just I wish it had more, maybe a little more runtime. And there are things that they could have cut down to maybe add some interaction between Superman and Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of a small gripe to have, I guess. But it was just overall a really good movie, and kind of like you said, it's a classic, just Superman movie. And while I liked Man of Steel, and kind of that darker like tone, I also really like. There's a lot of very hopeful like fanfare in that movie, and it was just kind of cool. Like the score, like the music played in some moments, and it's like, wow, that was so cool.
I think that's what they're going for. When you said hope and hopeful, like that's kind of what James Gunn was going for. I think when he's like described the movie in a few interviews, like he's used that word. And so, yeah, that's cool. You got that out of it.
And it's like, I don't know, I just love that because, again, not that I have any issue with Man of Steel, but that was a darker movie. But
It was. A lot. Yeah.
but yeah, so then now moving into Fantastic Four.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, give me your score. What do you think?
Yeah, I the more I sit and think about this movie, the more frustrated I get with it.
Oh,
I Let me be very clear. I went to this movie, I walked out, and I had a good time, okay? I'm not mad I paid to go see it. I'm not mad that, you know, I don't know, I'm just not mad I went to go see it, but I am upset because it felt like a letdown in a lot of different few different areas, I'll say.
hmm,
I give this movie a 7 out of 10. I don't like giving anything if I can a 7 out of 10 because I think a 7 out of 10 is a very cop out answer. But I am a 7. I am not a 6.5. I am not a 7.5. I am a 7. I felt like we were promised something through the trailers of this being a Marvel movie that sets a different tone, especially being the start of this new phase. And we did not get that. I left this
no,
movie, and I was kind of talking to something about this a little earlier in the show, but we left this movie, and it very much so was uh, another Marvel movie. You know, we meet these new characters, or characters we're all familiar with, but we meet the characters, we meet the villain gets defeated at the end, and that's the movie.
yeah.
I'm very upset by that because I mean, I know we'll jump into spoilers in a second, but for me, it really felt like it felt like the outcome of this movie, we were supposed to get a different outcome. And it's almost, and I say promised at the beginning of all this. I say that because that's just what I feel like we were led to believe, especially with the post-credit scene of Thunderbolts,
Oh my
and
gosh, yeah.
I know we're going to talk about post-credit scene in a moment for Fantastic Four, but I think after seeing that post-credit scene, it makes me think a little differently of the post-credit scene for Thunderbolts. Um, but yeah, I think overall, this movie for me is a 7 out of 10. I'm glad I saw it. My wife came with me, and she was not too. She was kind of like the same. She might give it a 6, to be honest, or a 6.5. Um, yeah, Sam. Funny enough, we watched Thunderbolts for the first time the other day. She has never
Mhm.
seen it. We rented it. We bought it actually from Amazon. I know it's coming out Disney Plus, but love that movie, so I'll support it. But bought the movie. She watched it for the first time and she loved it. And I love Thunderbolts. I think Thunderbolts is a great movie. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. I would probably give that movie like an 8.5 out of
I
10.
agree.
I think
That
it is so good. Yeah. But I mean, the whole they did something new with that movie, and I know we're not here to review Thunderbolts, but we kind of have this movie that's telling a story of mental trauma, mental illness, and an upbringing that was hard and something that we can all relate to. Um, and the problem that we see in that movie is something that all these different characters that we really met through Marvel TV shows have to come together and figure out. I thought it was brilliant. It was awesome. It was so much fun. It was cool. And we get Fantastic Four, where the trailers are showing this beautiful looking movie, and it was stunning. Galactus was
mhm.
gorgeous. Like the man was gorgeous. No, I mean, he looked really good. The CGI for me, I thought was like really good. There's a couple scenes where I was like CGI, I was like, ah, but for the most part, CGI was on point for this movie.
Mhm.
Uh, but we get Fantastic Four after Thunderbolts, start of a new phase where we have the next Spider-Man coming in after this. We got Doom, and then we got Secret Wars, and I don't know if we get another movie in between that or not, but I was let down, Sam. I give it a 7, but at the end of the day, I am let down from this movie. I don't think it's a movie that I'm ever going to tell somebody. I'm like, you have to go see this movie. I'm let down. I feel like it was supposed to be one thing, and now it wasn't. So
I agree with you. I hate to complain about it because When I left that theater, I think I would have gave it a 7.5 or an 8,
Yeah.
but I'm kinda with you. The more I think about it, I think you said that you didn't wanna give it a 6.5. I think that's what I would give it.
Really?
I
I
think so.
I don't blame you for doing that. I know from my, like, scale and my rating with some other Marvel movies, when I look at, like, 6s and whatnot, I'm like, it wasn't that on that level for me, but it is a 7. So that's kinda how I view it, but, yeah, I don't fault you for that. I think 6.5 is absolutely fair.
And, like, don't get me wrong. I think that it is a good movie. I think that the cinematography is phenomenal,
Yeah.
fantastic. Um, I think that Galactus was almost perfect.
Right.
Actually, we're gonna get into spoilers, so I'm gonna go ahead and say we're
Spoiler
getting into
warning.
spoilers. Yeah. Um, I my biggest thing, and we're gonna talk about this more too, I think,
Yeah.
is that Marvel just can't let after Infinity War, they can't let their heroes lose.
Yeah.
And that I think is the biggest failure of this movie. With this, like through all the trailers, through all of the promotional material for it, and for the post credit scene of Thunderbolts, we are led to believe that they just get toasted,
Right.
in one way or another. And that just didn't happen.
Yeah. I'll speak to that. I completely agree. Watching Thunderbolts at the post-credit scene, I was like, "Oh my gosh, we have a Fantastic Four ship coming from," what did they say? Extra dimensional spaceship inbound is
Yes.
what
Yeah.
the, Overcom was saying in the post-credit scene, but we see that and we're like, "Oh my god, the Fantastic Four are here." Like, why is their ship showing up? Is it because of Galactus, like, destroying their Earth, or I have no idea, but something happened to where they're showing up, and that could still be the point, but that's not what the problem is. The problem is we have a copy and paste of a Marvel movie
Mhm.
for Fantastic Four, where we've had previous iterations of Fantastic Four, and they were not the best. Um, and this is way better in my opinion than what we've gotten before. Um, but again, in those movies, we were introduced a villain, destroyed at the end. We got superheroes. They got to overcome the thing. They overcome the thing, not the thing. Pun intended. Not no pun intended. But you know what I mean. It's just I don't know.
Yeah.
They needed to lose. They needed to lose. I think it would have had so much more weight in it. There needed to. I mean, even Johnny Storm flying in to sacrifice himself to take out Galactus, and then
Oh my
Silver
gosh.
Surfer comes in at the end.
Yes.
My heart sunk and I was about to be so sad. But then only after the theater, after the movie, Silver Surfer comes in and pushes Human Torch out of the way and sacrifices herself to go take out Galactus, saving their planet, right? And so the Fantastic Four are all fine. But I left the theater and my wife and I both were like, he should have died.
Yes.
Like,
Or
who's
at
to say you
least
can't bring him back in some way? It's an MCU
yes.
movie. They've done it before with every other character. Like, but my heart sank and I kind of appreciated the sadness that came with that as he was approaching his sacrifice. I thought that would have been so cool. So,
I agree. I agree. 'Cause, uh, I mean, here's the deal. Silver Surfer doing that would have been cool if they added an extra half hour of runtime that fleshed her out more, but they
yeah,
didn't. And
that's fair.
that just kinda makes it, eh, like, okay, she's gone.
Yep,
Anyways,
I
eh,
agree.
and that being said, I did like, the casting. Silver Surfer, I think, was casted very well.
She did a great job.
Like, I was shocked actually at how good they
Have
did
you
with that.
have you seen Ozark?
I have, yeah.
Okay, it is a great show, very underrated show. I don't think it's talked about as much as it probably should be, but she's in that and she
Mhm.
does a great job.
Yes, and she did a great job here too, and
Yep.
I wish that they gave her more screen time because
Yeah.
I think her character, what they're trying to do for the Silver Surfer could have used it,
And she
but
might not be dead. I mean,
no,
again,
yeah.
spoiler, but I mean, we don't see any death take place.
Yeah.
Galactus is probably still alive, so
Well, and something I'm another thing that really lowers the score for me is I love how they casted and I love how Galactus was played. They made him a little too weak when he fought the Fantastic Four. I
yeah.
mean, he's supposed to be this huge, like, universal threat, and they just kinda they kinda power friendshipped him, you know? Like, I hate to put it that way, but man, like, imagine if that movie ended with him either eating their planet or taking their baby. Either
Yeah,
one of those would have been crazy and would have given
100%.
reason for Thunderbolts post credits, but we didn't get
Yeah.
it.
See, that would've been cool. Well, can we talk about the post-credit scene?
Yeah, let's go ahead and
Can
go
we go to
there.
that?
Yeah.
We did get to one of them is like a fun nod, but the one to talk about, which is the first post-credit scene, it's more of a mid-credit scene, is, Doom. We get the
Mhm.
introduction to Doom. We see Sue Storm on the couch with Franklin Richards, uh, reading The Hungry Caterpillar, I think is what the book is. I don't know, I didn't read it as a kid. It wasn't read to me as a kid, but, um, they finish the book and Sue says, "You wanna read another book?" She stands up, walks over to, go get another book. She's like, "Oh, this one, that one, no, not this one. How about this one?" Whatever. And then we hear this like kind of like deep, hollow warp sound, and she turns around, is walking back towards Franklin, and she sees this green cloak and this kind of burly man holding uh uh Franklin, right? And in his right arm and in his left hand, he's holding a mask, and it's a Doom mask. This is Doctor Doom. Um, but yeah, I think in that post credit scene, that is a post credit scene worth getting. Like that is what we need when we talk post credit scenes. Like we look at the Superman one, that's a fun, cute nod.
Mhm.
That's great. I love it. But if we're going to get a serious one, something that's going to lead to something, Thunderbolts did it great. I think Fantastic Four did it great, and so these are the post credit scenes that we should be getting. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, I forget why did we bring up this post credit scene specifically though? I think I know.
We're talking about, like, the end and how, they could have ended differently.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. I think overall with oh yeah, they could be on the spaceship at the end of Thunderbolts, that post-credit scene. If that is the Fantastic Four, it says a Fantastic Four logo on the ship. I don't know if that means the Fantastic Four are on it. Maybe somebody else is on that ship. I hope it's the Fantastic Four. Actually, I kind of hope it's somebody else. I think that'd be a fun little twist. But
Oh, yeah.
uh, I mean, my assumption is Doom is going to take Franklin. Like Sue Storm is not going to just walk over there, say, "Give me my baby," and Doom just gives
Oh, yeah.
the power cosmic Franklin Richards back to Sue Storm. Like that's not going to happen, right? I mean,
Mhm.
unless he's like, "I just wanted you to know I could take him if I wanted, and here's your baby back," and he disappears. I don't know.
Yeah, or I've seen it being kinda thrown around that this Doom is familiar with Franklin and is
Okay.
less hostile, than maybe the one that is the real bad one.
Okay. Well,
I don't know if there's any credibility to that, but it could be.
that would be cool. I mean, if that's the case, I don't know. I mean, I think I would love to see that. I think I speak for everybody when we're like, we want to see a dark, evil Doom.
Oh,
We don't want
yeah.
to see a Doom with one-liners like we have gotten in the past. So, I mean, we've gotten that in every iteration of Doom that we have had in the past 3 times. So,
Yes, and it's been
um,
sad every single time.
it has been. But real quick, I mean, I didn't flesh out my full thought. I completely like forgot where I was going with it. But yeah, I do think Doom could take Franklin and like warp away with him or whatever, and then Sue, Reed, Ben, and Johnny. I think they all hop onto their ship, and maybe that's what we're seeing at the end of the post credit scene for Thunderbolts. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I
Could
think
be.
that it could be. I hope it's not. It's obvious. If I don't want to be able to think of what it could be, but I
Oh,
trust the Russo
absolutely.
brothers. I think they're going to come up with something great.
I want to be surprised for this movie.
Yeah.
Like I have to be.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
but
Yeah. Overall, it was great though. So you said you give it a 6.5 though?
I think I do.
Okay.
That may change over time if I see
Yeah.
it again.
I
But
want to watch it again. I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not going to rent it. I will wait till it's on Disney Plus to
I
watch it
agree.
again. Yeah.
But yeah, I've already said everything I need to say.
Fair enough. Fair
But
enough.
I think it's time to move on to our radar now.
Nice.
We've got a few things coming up. Specifically, one that I think we both kind of want to talk about is the movie Weapons that's coming
Yeah,
out.
absolutely. What are your thoughts on this? This looks awesome.
Well, I want to see it because I think it'll be good, but I'm reluctant to watch it. I don't want to be scared, you know?
Are you a scary movie guy, Sam?
Oh, well, the thing is I watch them because I think the good ones are, like, compelling and interesting, but it's, like, almost too anxiety-inducing for
Yeah.
me.
That's funny. Yeah, this movie has Julia Garner in it,
Oh,
who
yeah.
played Shala Paul. Is that who she plays in Fantastic Four? The female Silver Surfer. Also in Ozark, who we were talking about a few moments ago. But yeah, she's in this, and she's just obviously got a great career ahead of her. It seems like she's on a great path, but this movie looks scary. All I know of it is that it involves the disappearance of an entire classroom of kids, and they all run away from home at what, like 2:17 in the morning or something like that, and disappear. And yeah, I'm with you. I don't mind scary movies if it's in the right setting, but my wife doesn't have the freedom to go to all the movies that I can go to at the times that I can go. So most likely I'm going to be seeing these horror movies by myself. So
Oh,
yeah.
dude, I think it's gonna be a tough one to do that with.
Oh yeah. I saw the movie Smile with Brett at AMC, and dude, I was like in the theater like this. I was just like, I can't watch it. I didn't care what I
The
looked
end
like
of
to
that
other
movie,
people.
dude. Yeah.
I didn't see it. My eyes are closed. I do not care. No shame.
We got another movie coming out, or that actually already came out and is getting excellent reviews. Together,
Yes.
Dave Franco and Allison Brie.
Yeah, I could be wrong, and I'm sure this will change as Rotten Tomatoes does, but it looked like it had 100% on Rotten Tomato. Actually, I think Weapons also had a 100% on Rotten Tomato. Let me look at this real quick because I'm really curious to know. Okay, it has changed. So Together dropped down to a 91%. Let's see here. And then Weapons is at 100% still.
Dang.
That's awesome. Yeah, with 18 reviews.
Okay.
And this is critics, but still, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, excited for both of those. They're both scary.
Do you know what the story is for Together?
Yeah, well, very vaguely.
Okay.
I know it's kind of like body horror. Like this couple, there is some supernatural force that's trying to like merge their bodies together. And it looks gnarly, but that's about all I know about it. Because I want to see it, but I want to go in at least kind of blind.
Yeah.
And I feel like trailers recently, and this is a little off topic, but trailers show too much of the movie, and I hate that.
I have actually only ever seen probably 10 seconds of this trailer, and I always turn it off because I'm like, I don't need to watch a scary trailer right now. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Not for me right now. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Weapons. I want to see Together.
Yeah.
I wish I could record my reaction. I guess I could, but that would be a viral video in no time. I feel
no
like.
good. I don't want anyone to see that.
You're fine. You're like, no, thank you.
All right, and then kind of the last thing. This is almost like a post credits for our talk today.
Yes,
we got a reveal, kind of the new suit for the upcoming Spider-Man movie.
Yes, we did. this is awesome. And so, Sam, I just sent you some of the photos that I've seen so far. But yeah, this is pretty cool. So here's my thought on why this has happened so far, or why this happened in the first place. So we did get like a little teaser of like it going from like the camera going from what is it, left shoulder to right shoulder,
Yeah, something like that.
right shoulder, left shoulder. I don't know, right and left, especially when I'm being recorded this way, but whatever. But we see a little glimpse of Tom Holland Spider-Man suit, right? And it looks a little different in the slightest of ways from the suit at the end of No Way Home when he's swinging around New York in the wintertime and it's snowing outside and kind of sliding against the rooftops of New York. But I think, I don't know. My thought is they wanted to get ahead of it. They knew there were going to be leaks. They're doing a lot of filming in public. Uh, and Tom Holland himself even said the last No Way Home was filmed a lot during like COVID, like inside, like behind closed doors. So like they didn't have to worry about it that much. This one is out there. It's grounded. It's out in the open. People are going to, I mean, there's a video um, of people who are um, just all lined up watching the movie as it's getting filmed and wherever. Is it in New York City or I don't think it is New York City where they're filming. I think it's
I'm
somewhere
not
else.
sure. Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, taking forever to get through this, but yeah, I just think like I also just sent you the rest of the photos. Took a minute to go through.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
but yeah, anyways, all that being said, I think they just wanted to get ahead of it. And so they're like, hey, we're going to put out this little teaser, get excited. And then the next day they released the full release without the mask. And, you know, the pictures I just sent you, people have taken photos of Spider-Man. So the mask looks very reminiscent to what we've seen before. It might look a little different, but I think all that has to do with also post-production with how they kind of make it look after editing and all that. So we'll see.
Right. I'm excited. Just kind of generally, it's good to get another Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. They've
Yeah,
all been pretty solid.
I agree. Yeah, No Way Home was great. Before that, Far From Home was good as well. I think that was probably my least favorite of them, but Homecoming even before that,
Yeah.
gosh, that was a great movie.
Oh
Great,
yeah.
solid like MCU, and even then, we're talking about copy and paste. That's kind of the same thing. Like we meet this hero copying, but I don't know.
It's
I mean,
different. It's different.
it's different, and we don't have to explain it because it's our opinion. So
Yeah,
you guys can
absolutely.
deal with it. But
All
yeah,
right. Well, I think that's all we have for you today. We appreciate y'all listening, watching, whatever. If you want to find us, you can get us on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, X, and YouTube at Post Credit Chat.
Mm.
And yeah, that's all. Peace.
Awesome.